What's up YouTube, Saf here on SuperSaf TV, and this is the HTC U11. Consider this the flagship of HTC for 2017 and a continuation from the HTC 10 last year, and maybe would like to all forget about the HTC U Ultra, especially thanks to this guy.
Seems like a poor use of space.
Anyway, so let's go ahead, get this unboxed, and I'll tell you a bit more about it. So firstly, I actually quite like this box. It's curved over all the sides, which goes in line with the HTC U11 itself. And it is nice to see something a little bit more fresh rather than just your flat boxes. Let's go ahead and open this up. Plastic wasn't as easy to take off as I thought it's gonna be. Anyway, and there we go. Here it is. This is the amazing silver color. We'll put that to the side for just a second, and let's see what else we get in here. So first up, there is the rapid charger. This supports quick charge 3.0. There's a USB-A to USB Type-C cable, which you're going to use to charge as well as sync the device. We've got some earphones. Now these are the HTC U adaptive earphones, which do have some form of noise cancellation, I believe. I think acoustic noise cancellation. And what's interesting is that you have a USB Type-C connector here, not 3.5mm. And that is because the HTC U11 does not have a headphone jack, something we'll look at a little bit later. There's also some earpieces. On this side, we have some stickers. These are so you can reseal this box in case you're going to be sending it back for whatever reason. There's a clear case to protect the device. It's kind of hard. SIM card ejector tool, a cleaning cloth. Now this is because you're going to be getting lots of fingerprints on this, which we'll see a little bit later. And finally, we have some paperwork as well as a USB Type-C to 3.5mm headphone jack converter. So if you do want to use your traditional headphones that have a 3.5mm connector, then you're going to have to use this converter. You're not going to be able to plug them in directly to the HTC U11, something that Apple did and HTC seems to have adopted. I think it's still a bit too early to do this, but oh well. Anyway, let's get to the phone itself. And here it is. Let's go ahead and take off this screen protector. Wow, that is very shiny, probably the most reflective phone I've seen, and it does look really nice. I actually do really like this sort of glossy look, although I can already see lots of dust particles on here, and wait till we see the fingerprints. Anyway, looking around the phone itself, we're just going to power it on, and it has 3D glass. So this is Gorilla Glass 5, which kind of curves over the sides. That's actually really nice, and the glass also curves around the back here. And then we've got this metal frame. So it does feel really premium, I have to say. I do like the feel of this in the hand. Now for the display, you have a 5.5-inch Super LCD 5 display with a Quad HD resolution. So that's 2560 by 1440. Now one of the things that you'll notice are the bezels. This device does have quite large bezels, especially compared to some of the newer devices this year. At the top is an earpiece, which also doubles up as a speaker, and that is part of the HTC Boom sound experience. So you've got a speaker at the bottom as well as here at the front. There's a 16 megapixel front-facing camera with an f2.0 aperture. Now that's actually more megapixels than the rear camera, so I'll tell you a bit more about that a little bit later. There's a fingerprint scanner here with some capacitive buttons. These are not in the middle, which really kind of annoys me. I wish they had put these in the middle. I know it's probably because of some technical reason, but that's something that straight away sticks out to me, that these are not in the middle. At the top, I think we've got a secondary mic as well as a SIM card tray. The SIM card tray also houses a micro SD card slot, so you can expand the storage on this. You do get 64 gigabytes as standard, which is very good. And at the bottom is, I believe, some mics, the speaker, and the USB Type-C connector. Now, once again, just to mention that this does not have a 3.5mm headphone jack. I know a lot of you will be disappointed about that. On the right-hand side is a volume rocker as well as the power button, which has a bit more of a texture to it, so you can see what it is. And we don't have anything on the left-hand side. Now, moving on to the back as well as all the fingerprints, you can now see on here, there is the 12 megapixel camera, which has optical image stabilization and an f1.7 aperture. Now, the thing that's got people talking about this camera is that it's got the highest DxO mark of any smartphone. So it's got a score of 90, I believe. and a lot of people are very interested in seeing this camera and what it can achieve. I'm personally also looking very forward to it. Let me know which device you'd like this compared against. Maybe the S8 Plus, maybe the Sony Xperia XZ Premium SuperSaf style. Definitely drop that in the comments below. The one that most of you guys want to see is the camera that I will first compare this to. There's also a dual LED flash, the HTC logo, as well as some info here at the bottom. The device is now also water and dust resistance IP67. That's definitely nice to have. And in terms of the internals, we have the Snapdragon 835 with 4GB of RAM, so the latest specs out there. And for the battery, we have 3000 mAh, which may be a little bit small for this size device with a 5.5-inch display. We'll see how well the battery lasts. Now, one of the interesting things on here, and one of the unique features that the HTC U11 has, is the Edge Sense feature. So we can squeeze the sides here to launch some features. Here you can see that the first time I've done this, we've got set up Edge Sense, we'll say yes, and we can set this up now. So set up your squeeze force level. So it's on 3 right now, so we'll leave it to that. Okay, test your squeeze force. So trying to fill up the balloon by squeezing, and Edge Sense is ready. So we can go ahead and start using it right now. So that's gonna launch the camera. Yep. So if I squeeze it now, it's going to launch the camera. We are going to be able to customize this. I don't know, is it a bit of a gimmick? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. We have Android N on here, as well as HTC's Sense UI on top, which I think is actually a pretty decent skin compared to lots of others out there. So guys, that is the HTC U11. In terms of my first impressions, I think I can summarize them by saying too little, too late. And that is the case with HTC, I find a lot recently. I think this phone would have been perfect last year and it would have been absolutely amazing. But if we compare it to some of the flagships this year, such as the S8 Plus or the LG G6, look at those bezels. Those bezels really do stand out. And the squeeze feature may be useful. I currently see it as a bit of a gimmick. I'll let you know how I get on with that. The thing I'm really interested in checking out here is the camera. So that's something that I'm really looking forward to seeing. HTC did make the hardware for the Google Pixel camera, which was one of the best last year. So it'll be interesting to see how well this performs with HTC software. That's what I think anyway. What do you guys think? Drop me a comment below and let me know your thoughts. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it useful. If you did, then please do hit that thumbs up button for me. It really does help me out. And if you haven't already, then be sure to subscribe and switch on notifications. There's plenty more content coming up on here. Thanks for watching. This is Saf on SuperSaf TV, and I'll see you next time.